Dustin Gaethje gets revenge by knocking out Dustin Poirier cold due to a head kick. As I've mentioned before, the thing that's going to give a lot of modern MMA fighters issues are these same side combos, because same side combos is essentially throwing a wrench into the fundamentals of what the MMA fighters already learn. And we just saw Dustin Gaethje throw that right straight into a right high kick, both on the same side, and Poirier was not ready for it. This was set up by Gaethje beautifully throughout the fight, where it looked like Poirier was getting the better of him. It looked like Poirier had the better timing. He was landing the better shots. He rocked Gaethje in the first round with a clean left straight that was pretty open. I mean, Gaethje didn't really do much to defend himself there. His chin was wide open and he dodged before the punch even came at him. Poirier was looking on point, but little did he know he fell into an unintentional trap. Dustin Gaethje said that he wasn't planning for the head kick like that. He wasn't conditioning Poirier. He didn't strategize on this specifically. He threw something that he said might have been luck, in that he did catch Poirier, but most of the time, fighters are not thinking about what they're doing. They are acting instinctively. Everything he was doing in the first round led up to the knockout. And how was he doing that? Well, we first have to look at the knockout sequence there. What happened? Every single detail here I'm going to mention is very important. So first detail, Dustin Poirier steps in on the inside. Look at his lead foot. He steps on the inside of Dustin Gaethje's, throws in a jab to get closer to Gaethje. Gaethje was moving around a lot. His footwork was being a bit of a issue for Dustin Poirier to find his punches from long range, so he had to find his way in. By doing that, he steps on the inside, using the jab to cover distance, and look how close he gets to Gaethje. Gaethje steps even further on the outside slightly, which not only lines up Poirier for the right straight, but also lines him up for any right attack. The right hook, the right straight, the right kicks, right knees, everything on the right side from Gaethje gets opened up more if he has the outside foot. So he throws the right straight, and look how close Poirier was. The punch is not even fully extended and it's already in range to touch Poirier. It pushes him away, and now look at Poirier's defense. Left hand tries to parry that right straight. Right hand is almost getting into a Philly shell position, trying to block the body. See how his arm is coming across the body? This is actually something we saw many times throughout the fight from Dustin Poirier. Many times he brought his left hand up, right hand across the body, and tries to move away. He's done this in many other fights as well. So Dustin is separating his left hand from his head to try to parry away the right straight, but it already connected on him. And here comes the right high kick behind, right around that loose left block. It touches Poirier behind the head, almost behind the neck, before Poirier got his hand to where it's supposed to be. But it didn't even matter at all. Even if he got his guard on that left side, all the way to the side of his own head, this kick still would have gotten through. You cannot block kicks like this with one hand, especially from a powerhouse like Dustin Gaethje. He has very powerful leg kicks, and it's only logical the power from those leg kicks is going to generate the high kicks as well. You need both hands, both arms to block a kick like this, especially when it's coming with the shin, and that's important as well. Poirier actually got close enough for Gaethje to counter him with the shin of his kick and not his foot, and this knocked Poirier out cold. Now, we just mentioned right there, the range of the kick to get the shin on the block is perfect, because when the shin is hitting that left side, almost where the guard is, but in this case it was a little bit past it, the foot is able to wrap around the head. If the foot is hitting the hand, you can absorb some of the impact. It still is going to hurt. It's still going to cause a lot of damage, but it's not going to be as devastating. Now, Dustin Gaethje actually threw 2 head kicks before, and both times he wasn't in this range. Dustin Poirier in the knockout sequence got himself into that range by moving in with the inside step and the jab. But before, Dustin did move in, but Gaethje did not stretch out a right straight the way he did in the knockout sequence. And because of that, he wasn't able to get in the correct distance for his shin to touch the guard. Look how he throws the right hand this time. It's not a darting right straight like before. He's pawing out with the right hand from that exact same position. He didn't move anywhere. And the kick meets that left side. But look at Dustin's defense. What did he do? When Gaethje's right hand came out there, Dustin was using his left hand to parry it, separating his left hand away from his head. And look at his right arm coming across the body, that Philly shell again. And as the head kick lands, that's when he picks up his left hand around the side. But again, you need both hands in order to defend it. It's a boxing mistake from Dustin Poirier. But this right straight is forcing Dustin's left hand forward to parry. And these same side combos are also hard to detect. But the foot lands in the same spot where before it was the shin. The second head kick was actually Gaethje moving forward at Dustin Poirier, but he doesn't throw the right straight. This is just a naked head kick from distance. And this is the sequence that tells me that Dustin Poirier does not defend head kicks well. It was a naked head kick, open and obvious, that Gaethje was throwing it, and he still had the same defense. Blocking it with one hand, right arm across his body, Philly shelling a head kick, and the kick still gets around the guard, but the foot or like the ankle area hits where that left side is supposed to be, where the knockout sequence he was closer and that foot wrapped around to the back of the neck. That's why there was a difference in impact. But this just shows to me that Dustin Poirier just has a fundamental boxing mistake against kicks. He blocks everything like a boxer, and you cannot block head kicks like a boxer. You need both hands. Now, interesting enough, Justin Gaethje was faking the right straight before, not for head kicks though, for leg kicks. He actually started the fight faking a right straight, showing it out there for Dustin. Dustin bites on it, he tries to parry, look at his left hand, comes forward, tries to parry it downward, the right hand does not come through. Then Gaethje actually forces forward his left hand to drop Poirier's right, putting a lot of the focus on the hands. All the focus that Gaethje's putting on Poirier is about his hands. But little did Poirier know, it was all set up for a big outside leg kick. Notice that Gaethje threw no inside leg kicks. This is a big thing we were talking about in the prediction video, that Gaethje's inside leg kicks actually caused him to lose the first fight. He has to go for outside leg kicks, and that's exactly what he did the entire time. Threw no inside leg kicks at all. When you throw the inside leg kick, just like in the first fight, it's going to allow Dustin to step with those to line up that left straight that, even in this fight, rocked Gaethje later. And these big leg kicks were constant. He kept throwing them, and Dustin had a hard time checking them. This fake right straight into leg kicks happened a few times in the first round, and Dustin kept biting on the right feint. So when we lead this up to the knockout, we do know that the origins of the fake right straight in this fight, the first time that Dustin was seeing that fake right, we're having Dustin expecting probably a low kick instead of a high kick, and the low kick is coming from the opposite side. They're left kicks, not right kicks. Just to play a little bit more into the mental aspect of the fight for Dustin, on dictating where the kicks are coming from, where the kick is going to come from after that fake right. Now, talking about the fake right straight, Gaethje was setting up almost everything, not just leg kicks and head kicks. He was setting up even his combinations, darting from a long range with that right straight to get close into Dustin Poirier. This is very important as well. Most of the time he fired out that right straight, he was moving into Dustin Poirier in close range, causing Dustin to want to box with him, right? This could be a reason as to why Dustin was putting up these Philly shell defenses against head kicks, because every single time Justin Gaethje was throwing that right straight, he was getting in close and throwing hooks. He was boxing with Dustin for most of those rights. And this got Dustin into the mindset that he has to defend with a Philly shell. In fact, many times you actually saw him take the same exact defense he took for those head kicks, but they're in boxing exchanges. Boxing exchange, same exact defense. Head kick, same exact defense from Dustin. And this didn't matter if the right straights are coming to the head or they were coming to the body. Dustin always had a very similar defense to everything, which actually could be a big hole moving forward in Dustin's career that other fighters can take advantage of. He has similar defenses for everything. Like, look at this other example of it happening. Justin Gaethje throws a long right straight as Dustin was trying to feel out the range with his jab. The punch connects as right straights usually reach further than jabs, considering when you're leaning into them, darting the way Justin Gaethje is. And look at Dustin's left hand, he goes to parry it, and right hand goes across his body. And then Gaethje, usually off of his right straight, he tries to get in close, ducks in, and throws hooks. So he's throwing a big left hook, and look at Dustin's defense again. Left hand up to the side of his head, with his right side, he's trying to shoulder roll with the punch, bringing his arm across his own body, and he moves away. This all, I guess unintentionally from Justin Gaethje, set up Dustin Poirier for that head kick. Everything here led up to that. And it was a beautiful performance from Justin Gaethje that just shows that he's much better than ever before. After the Fiziev fight, people thought that Rafael Fiziev is just not as good as we thought he was. But now looking at how Justin performed against Dustin, maybe Fiziev is actually really legit. And it's just that Justin Gaethje is the third best fighter in this weight class. I mean, beating Dustin Poirier pretty much proves that, right? The best right now is Islam. Second best is Charles, who finished Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier. The third best is the BMF champion, Justin Gaethje. So hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. And if you did, make sure to give this a thumbs up. If you enjoyed my content, make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.